Audrey Jimenez, 50 kilograms, 2025 World Championships. You come into this from Arizona. Unique end to your high school career where you wrestled in the Boys State Championships, you won that, and then you went right to Pan Ams. When you look back at that, how unique was that for you to have that experience and then go into your international competition?
I think there was just so much going on, so it almost didn't really like completely feel real. Like it didn't like settle in that I had just won Boys State, and then that I was like gonna wrestle my first senior Pan Am. So it was a lot, but I mean, it was just so exciting at the same time that it was just like, man, like all of these opportunities are just like coming shooting at me, and overall, I was just looking back, it was really great.
Do you like being busy like that?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, sometimes I like if I'm done, like man, I'm just so tired. But at the same time, like I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Like the fact that I even get to go to places like this, or go to tournaments like that with that competition, and just have those experiences is great. And I mean, I like staying busy. I think it's good.
Arizona is a state we know now for women's wrestling because of you and Everest Lidecker and others. Why do you think that happened?
I'm not exactly sure why. I think from the start, I mean, just overall, there's some really great programs in Arizona, right? And you have people that are supportive of women's wrestling and that are willing to do whatever they can to help these girls like get to where they need to be and where they want to be. So I think Arizona, just in general, the wrestling community over there is really, really supportive, and like I said, just really great programs no matter where you're at. So I think those opportunities, and it's just really helping women's wrestling in Arizona.
How was that making the U.S. Open and winning the U.S. Open, making the Olympic trials as a high schooler?
It was really cool. Again, like I think Sunnyside, just everybody, whether it's my teachers, the staff, my teammates, and the coaches, like everybody has always been so supportive of me, and help me get to where I want to be, or help me during the tough times. And my high school coach, Anthony Leon, he was probably not just my wrestling coach, but like my mindset coach, whatever it needed to be. And he really helped me out with everything. And I think not normalizing it, but just not getting overwhelmed with like the big stage or anything has really helped me out. Just go out there and have fun. Like it doesn't really matter what it is. It's just like, doesn't matter the opponent or anything. It's just like the fact that you're there. And I guess I don't know, just overall it was really awesome to experience it all during high school.
Does that hit you ever, that I'm in high school, people are doing other things, and I'm wrestling in Final X? Does that ever cross your mind?
Sometimes, yeah. But I also know like there's other people, like yeah, I may be doing wrestling, but there's other people that have similar successes, right? Or like they're higher level in whatever skill they're good at. So I kind of tried to take a step back and get perspective on it. Like so many people in high school are very special, and it's like you don't know how special you are unless you have coaches and teammates that are helping you realize that potential. But I do think it was really cool just being able to, like I said, do it through high school, and it was pretty cool.
Your Final X opponent and your Olympic trials finals opponent was Sarah Hildebrandt. Now she's a coach. How are you using her now that your career is just getting started?
It's really helpful. I mean, she's stepped into the coaching position like perfectly. I think she's awesome. She has the perspective. I mean, she just got done wrestling, or still kind of competing, so I think that's really helpful. Just being done with it, kind of knowing like what we're going through, and especially like being 50 kilos, like she knows all the opponents I'm going to be facing. She's helped me so much, just again mentally, physically. We may have different styles, but I think just overall, like being in Colorado, I've been there a lot this summer, and she's been so helpful, super reassuring too. Like even though she's like, yeah, you may want to fix things, but you're exactly like where you need to be. Like you're good enough to compete against these girls. So I think that reassurance is always great. And again, like she's just such a great coach. I think she connects to all of us on the team very well, and she's just so bubbly. I think it's awesome just to be around her.
You've had some international competitions. Let's start with the Pan Am Championships, where you defeated an Olympic silver medalist, got behind, but then came back. What'd you learn from that match?
I think earlier in the season, or just when I kind of got back on the mat, I had a lot of matches that were either quick or techs, right? So having that close match where it's like I have to come back or I have to wrestle the full 6 minutes, just kind of kept me in check, where it's like you have to be prepared for whatever it is, whether that's a super tight match, whether that's a match where you have to come back, just like always practicing that keep scoring mentality and how am I going to get this next point, instead of thinking about it like, okay, if I'm down, I need to get up, or if I'm up, I need to hold this lead, like whatever it may be, like no matter what it is, how much time is left in the match, like I always want to keep on scoring. So I think it just helped me practice that, especially in a full match.
In the recent ranking series, you're a high volume shooter and you just kept shooting, but just couldn't finish some of those shots. How do you make those adjustments going into the Worlds?
Definitely practicing a lot of single leg finishes, whatever look they may be giving me, whatever defense they have. Because yeah, looking back on that match, I did get in on the leg a lot. So it's just like, okay, let me start to recognize their positioning, how they're reacting to my hand fight, and just making a little bit of a smoother connection between what position they're in and how can I get to a deeper shot, how can I get to a better angle. So just working on that, better angles, better finishes.
Lehigh is a Division I women's program now, which is exciting, but when you went, it was not. What drew you into that, and did you think it was going to be a D1 program at some point?
At some point, definitely. I mean, the community at Lehigh is just so rich. Like historically, the men's team is super supportive of women's wrestling, and I think that's only going to help, you know. So I definitely assumed that there was going to be a program eventually. Coach Brazil, I mean, the moment she was hired, they had reached out to me, and there was just really high hopes of, I mean, maybe they were never going to be a program, but I just knew that that was the best place for me to be, because they had the RTC, because they had that support, and because, I mean, it's a great school academically. So just overall, like, that's exactly where I needed to be. And now that there's a program, I think it's just so awesome. I think it's going to help girls come to Lehigh, right? It's going to help the recruiting process and just help us build our program, right? And it's very exciting. So.
There's a great quote where they say that at Lehigh, wrestling is not a sport, it's a religion. Have you felt that?
Yes and no. I honestly think a lot of people there are so balanced between, like, so many people there are so smart. So it's like they have these high academic goals as well as these high, like, wrestling goals. So it's like, I think that balance kind of takes away, like, the focus of, like, being so, like, hyper focused on wrestling, which is kind of nice. But again, like, just the passion and the love of everybody at Lehigh for wrestling, I could definitely see where it's like a religion, you know.
When you say that the men's team is supportive, how have they shown that support?
I mean, just being able to share that space, I guess, equally. I would say the men's coaches have always, you know, even when we first got there, and we were kind of just new to the space, new to the program, they were very welcoming, always talking to us, always trying to learn about us, get closer to us. So I think over time, like, of course, those relationships and those connections are just going to grow, but just being welcoming, right? Like, there was no tension, no harsh feelings towards, you know, this growth together. And I think that was very helpful. And I know even behind the scenes, a lot of things I don't know about, just their support in general has helped, you know, us become a varsity program. So.
How does that feel to know your first season of competition will be the first NCAA championships?
It's really exciting. I know everybody's really excited about it. I'm really excited to see, like, how our team just, like, comes together, especially with these new recruits coming in. And I mean, just for all of us to be able to experience that and know that this is the start of something that could be so huge, especially because women's wrestling is growing so much. It's super awesome.
You're starting from scratch, but how has that team culture built in the time you've been there?
I think all of us, though very different, though we have different goals, all of us are very close. And I think it helps that most of us were incoming freshmen at the time. Like, you know, we were all new to it, so we had that to relate to each other. And I think Coach Brazil has done a great job at our team culture and just making sure that we're not so focused on, doing whatever we can to be good at wrestling, right? But we're making sure that we're being good to each other. We're getting what we need to do for school, right? Or building these habits that are just creating better people, not just better wrestlers. So I think that culture, building that from the start, is very, very special, because we care more about each other than, having to accomplish whatever goals we have, So I think just those experiences and those memories that we're building together, one, it's better for the overall culture, but it's also going to help us get to, where we want to be.
You've had such success. You're 19 years old. Do you feel like you get recognized at Lehigh now that you've had this level of success?
I think so. At first going in, I felt, not that I wasn't getting that recognition, but I was just coming off surgery, and I was kind of in an odd place myself, just trying to figure out this new way of life, different habits, different lifestyle, right? But once I started, once I won nationals, once I won US Open and made the senior world team, it's Lehigh has done a great job. There's articles coming out, and it's only my first year there, so it's not something I was expecting, but I think it's really great because, at least I hope it brings more recognition to the program we're trying to build over there, and maybe it gets more fans to our dual meets and stuff like that. So I think, Lehigh does a really great job at, just supporting the wrestling room.
You're off the mat from the Olympic trials all the way to women's nationals in April. How did you get through that? And when you got back on the mat, how did you feel?
When I got back on the mat, it was so nice. I know I had started drilling first, right, very slowly, and I was like, man, this is gonna take forever. Just that whole, the first 5-6 months was it just seemed like a very long time, but I had joined a club at Lehigh, and it was called RUF, and it's just a Christian club. We go to church together, we have Bible studies together. I think that definitely helped me, surrounding myself with other people who have the same values, and just focusing a lot on God, and His will be done. This may not be where I may not want to be here, but coming back on the mat, I felt better than I have ever before. I felt mentally better, physically better, so much stronger. So I definitely needed that break, and I don't think if it was forced in surgery, I probably wouldn't have taken that break otherwise, and maybe not have been where I was today. So it's just it's been about a year, and looking back now, it's I wouldn't have imagined I'd be right here. So I think it's really special, and again, just the people at Lehigh in RUF, or just my teammates, my coaches, they've just really supported me, helped me, focus all my energy really on growing my faith and growing my relationship with God, and I think that's helped me more than anything. So,
does anyone support you more than your dad, Billy?
I'd say though he's one of my biggest fans. I'm just so blessed with an awesome family. My mom, my sister, really my family is just so great. I think they're all super supportive, all super loving, and I know they do anything for me, which is tough sometimes, right? Because I want them to do a lot more for themselves, but I'm just super blessed to have them.
Going into the first senior world championships for you, does all the previous competitions, all the age level success, does that help you with this?
100%. I think, all of those experiences are exactly for this moment, exactly for whatever moment I'm going to be facing. And, those past matches, those environments, I think it's definitely helping me. Even going to Senior Worlds as Dom's training partner in 22 and 23 was super helpful. Just being able to put myself there, and though I wasn't on the team, just being able to see everybody, their habits before tournaments, and again, just being in that environment and seeing everything kind of helps me know what I'm going into and helps me be prepared for what to expect. So just all those experiences, they're all gonna lead up to something, and they're all helping me even now. So.
Does this 2025 world team feel like a team to you?
Yes, definitely. I think, even right at the start, Helen was telling us, obviously I've been here many times before, so from the start she was like, hey, let me know if you guys need anything, let me know if you have questions. So just having somebody that's been through so many teams before and so many world championships and Olympics. Having her there for us is really helpful, and I think we spent a lot of time together at camps, and it's always been super fun. I think everybody is just so loving on the team and so willing to help and really cherish all these moments together. So I think that definitely brings us together as a team.
Where do you fit on the team?
I guess I'm not exactly sure yet because I am the younger one. I kind of just like follow along. But yeah, I'm not exactly sure.
And then the Speedy Monkey name, where did that come from?
Well, my mom has always called me Monkey. Monkeys are my favorite animals. So it was like, that was one part of it. My mom mainly just called me Monkey. And then when I played softball, I was known as Speedy. All my teammates would call me Speedy. I think base running was my favorite part about softball. So then, I didn't know, I just like, when it came to putting my username in, I would always just put Speedy Monkey, and then now it's just like other people are calling me Speedy Monkey, and I was like, okay, I guess it fits, you know, I like it. Somebody recently just said that they heard my nickname be called, and they knew exactly who it was, so I was like, I guess even better, right? So.
Andrew, you got anything?
For Speedy Monkey? Yeah, I want to know, coming from Arizona, what's your take now on the East Coast, having been there for a little while?
I think it's really cool how everything's so close. Like, you can go to Philly, you can go to New York, and it's just a drive away. So that's really cool. Like, there's so much to do on the East Coast. I think the weather is obviously different. It's humid, cold, but it's beautiful too. I think I'll always be in love with Arizona. Like, I love the desert. I love like the sunsets, the sunrises. Like, I love nature. But it's really nice because of where Lehigh's at, right? Like, we're in the middle of a mountain. Like, I get to just like awe at like God's creation, at like all the nature around me all the time. So I think the transition has been pretty smooth. It's not too cold, so that's good. The humidity definitely shocked me, but Pennsylvania is beautiful and East Coast is really cool. So.
Yeah, and you're right there in a big wrestling hotbed, and I'm sure you've seen going through the Caruso complex all of the history that Lehigh has. And so maybe it's a little early to be stirring the pot here, but Lehigh's got a long tradition. The other big D1 women's program right now is Iowa. They have a 1-year head start or 2-year head start now, but they've obviously got tons and tons of tradition. Do you see a Midwest East Coast rivalry between these two programs?
Oh, that would be
from day one. Are you guys thinking about that in the team? Like, you got your sights set yet?
Yeah, 100%. I know Coach Pat was even talking about, having a double duel where it's like, the men go against the Iowa men and we go against the Iowa women. And I was like, that would be so sick, right? So, I mean, of course, like, they're the top team right now. So, of course, that's the team like we're looking to beat or, compete against for sure. So, yeah, for sure. And I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, no, I'm ready for that rivalry to start. I think that'll be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And last question, I guess I've been asking the Greco guys this. We asked Felicity earlier, but let's say the tournament's over, you're recovered, you're feeling good again, and your appetite's back. And now what's your go-to meal? Now, what are you craving that you need to satisfy?
Oh, wow, I'm a big foodie, so usually it's everything. But I would say maybe like a really good steak and some ice cream. Burgers are always usually a big one, but really anything.
Yeah, you're just trying to get back in that.
Yeah, I'll take whatever with whoever. Usually I like going like wherever my family wants to go or wherever there's a big gathering. That's like the best place to go after tournaments. So.
Yeah, that's a good point. The meals are better when you're with.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
All right, well, we'll let you get back to all the fun stuff that they got waiting for you. Thanks for your time, Audrey.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys.